Okay, this video is primarily for Tim, who's certifying in Tandem during this canoe instructor course. Mike, thanks for paddling stern with him, even though you are mostly looking at solo canoe. We'll watch at least a part of this video in real time before doing some zoomed in analysis. I may comment as we go. The picture does get a little clearer as you get closer later. It was a nice 90-degree turn in motion using some complementary strokes. There was a turn 180, also using complementary strokes. Some nice vertical paddle shaft in your forward stroke there, Tim, by when you get both hands over the water. There's an effective bow draw. And a reverse to stop. Nicely done. It didn't take very many of those. Here we are paddling in reverse. A little bit of communication that's not on the audio here to get the bow to do the corrections on the angle here. So a nice little bit of a bow draw there from time to time. Tim, something I wanted to highlight for you as a clear area for growth in your bow strokes. I know you like me to cut to the chase of what to work on sometimes. On the left is video of someone who's currently a certified L4 tandem instructor who's doing their update with me. This is you on the right. And something that is clear to me is this person on the left has a somewhat similar build to you. He is a little shorter, and he is sitting on a foam saddle, I believe, instead of the seat that you have in your canoe, which is very high. So we should note that difference. But if you look at how much further around he's rotated, so he's not only reaching with his arms, he's also has quite a bit more of his back panel of his life jacket showing. I think that's something that would be good for you to work on, and that may be simply a matter of you learning to trust the secondary stability of your canoe, committing to a little bit more of a tilt. We can also have a conversation about how much of that rotation is in fact available to you, just given overall flexibility. Something that I wanted to highlight that is going reasonably well for you by L3, our onside forward stroke should show some rotation, some very visible rotation. And you see a little bit of that in the video on the left, looking at the bow person. They go by pretty quick if I'm not careful. So looking for this life jacket panel to move, I would say at the catch there, there's just a little bit of movement, I think, and then during the power phase, a little bit more. Let's look at earlier in their stroke. So this stroke in particular here, there's a nice twist to the reach for them. And then by the time they're done with their power phase, the PFD panel is facing forward again. So there we see the side of it. There we see much more of the front of it, upper body in some motion. This is not exaggerated in my mind. This is acceptable, but not exaggerated. One of the things I wanted to highlight in your stroke is that we are seeing movement to that panel of your life jacket. And the challenge I have for you is, can more of that be a twisting motion without you also bringing your chin over your knees? You have a tendency to be leaned a little bit forward a lot of the time. So in this next section of video, watch for your head to bob back and forth. It's not undesirable, but it's not a twisting engagement. And so what we're hoping for is for your students to see some twisting engagement. Here, let's watch. So really nice twisting reach forward to the catch there. But if you also look at where your chin is, I have to think that your knees end about here. And so your chin is like well forward of your knees there. And so if you're leaning forward and back, it does make it somewhat harder to twist because your spine isn't upright. Let's watch for that. And again, like I've been saying, I think there is some twisting motion, but there could be a lot more as we think about that L3 skill of a forward with twist or forward with rotation rather than the bobbing back and forth. Right there in particular, we're seeing bob back and forth more than twist. So I think your onside forward stroke has come a long way since your L1, L2 last year. Looking forward to developing this further, working towards your L3 or 4 certification. Thanks, Tim.